You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run to your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome, Motor Cop Chronicles podcast. I guess bonus edition, extra. I had contemplated doing this one live, but usually when I go live when I'm not supposed to, especially this early in the evening, don't get much response on it. So instead of taking all the time to setting that up, I just decided to do an audio. So it'll be a Louisiana crime one, what I usually put out. Ain't done one in a couple weeks. Of course, we always got a bunch of Louisiana crime. Let's get the little housekeeping out the way. If you want a great cigar, go to mypatriotcigar.com. Use promo code MotorCop15. Get yourself 15% off. You can check out the website if you want any MotorCop merch, t-shirts, other stuff like that, stickers. Or you can go to the Etsy store itself, MotorCop Chronicles Etsy store. If you're interested in extra episodes, pictures, videos, stuff like that I put out, you can join the Patreon. There's a 7-day free trial you can try on there. If not, I'll continue to put out the free stuff. Speaking of Patreons, I'm going to shout out the crew members, people helping me pay the bills. Got Mr. John DeMink, Dan Crossman, Barley Boards. Y'all go check them out. They put a brick wall up today, according to his snap. We got T-Bird. Got Mr. Jim Pocrant from the Short Track Guys podcast. If you like race cars and stuff, go check them out. We got Mr. Hoppy Hopson, our truck driving friend, Mr. Blake Walker, Aaron, the I Had to Say It podcast, one of my go-to listens. Mr. Z Palmer, Roy Spalding. We have JoJo, favorite girl from down under. We have Kaylee Norris, Natasha A. from the great state of Washington, and Melissa H., our OG crew member, of course. Appreciate every one of y'all for helping support the podcast. We're just gonna jump right into it, I guess. Tell you what, we had a hell of a rainstorm here today. I'm talking like for a long time, wind and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I was in my unit, and at one point I thought it might be like Dorothy, get picked up, blown away, because it was blowing that hard. The whole unit was shaking. It was quite a little experience there. We had a lot of rain. Of course, it cleared up now, which is a good thing. For Wednesday, I believe it's going to be me, Holster, and Freebird. I have a special new background I put up just for this occasion. If you want to watch that one live at 7 p.m. Central, check it out. Got some more extra little videos on there too. Not news related, but they ought to be pretty fun to watch. Now, from the regular listeners, y'all ought to remember, it's been a while. It might have been sometime last year. The lady at a high school had gotten arrested for putting listening devices on her handicapped daughter's wheelchair. I believe, if I remember correctly, the handicapped daughter is nonverbal. She can't walk or anything like that by herself. She believed the child was being mistreated or something like that. She put some listening devices on the wheelchair. Of course, the school don't like it, because for some reason these schools nowadays, they like communist concentration camps, if you ask me, because they don't want nobody to know. They sure in hell don't want the parents to know what's going on in a school, which is, to me, bullshit, because we're paying tax money to support these schools, and we should have access to everything that's going on in that school. Shouldn't be hiding anything. Personally, I think they should have cameras in every classroom, and that if you have a child that is in that classroom, that is attending school there in that classroom, the parents should be able to log in anytime they want to and view this camera with audio anytime they want to. Why won't they do it? Why not? What are the schools trying to hide? Trying to indoctrinate our kids? I could go on. I'm not going to get political. I could go on for a while with that. It pisses me off. Anyway, they had charged her with all kinds of stuff. She ended up. She took a plea deal, which was probably just easier. They had her charged with all kinds of felonies and stuff. Anyway, she took a plea deal and she pled down to a single count of misdemeanor wiretapping. And she was sentenced to 2 years probation in order to pay $300 fine. So hopefully, I think that to me personally, if she don't have a lawyer going to sue the shit out of the school, I would. So hopefully she does, and hopefully she wins. Because these schools and these school boards, these principals are power hungry motherfuckers that something needs to be reeled in with them. My opinion, anyway. And it's my podcast, so I guess I can say whatever the hell I want to, right? So this next one is they have arrested 2 people, and one of the policemen killed in an ambush many years ago in Baton Rouge. I think his name was Montrell Jackson. He's a Baton Rouge police officer that was murdered in that ambushes. His father was murdered recently, who was 63 years old. I'm sorry. Anyway, they have arrested 2 people. They just got they're searching for a 43-year-old Jermaine Franklin, and and also Cedric Williams. He was arrested last week. They both allegedly beat Mr. Jackson up, who's 63 years old. They beat him to death, punched and stomped on him after he got in an argument at the Triple S Food Mark on North Foster. Got knocked to the ground and they just curb stomped him. Died in the hospital a few days later. So Montrell Jackson got murdered in 2016 in the ambush. Now his daddy's died, been murdered, and he's got these 2 people. So there's probably no telling. Nowadays, you might have said something that's just disrespectful. Y'all beat and killed up an old man. This is the same store that is plagued with violence. The same store that where Alton Sterling was, where he died at. So a lot of people say murdered. He died in confrontation with police, made bad decisions. Same store, same area. Kind of funny, huh? That all this violence and stuff takes around the same area right there, huh? But it was the police's fault, right? No. So hopefully these 2 bastards will go to jail for a long time and for killing this man. This next story is becoming way too much. This happened around here anyway. I don't know about other parts of the country. I know here in Baton Rouge area in Louisiana, it's getting way too much. We've had another child died from a fentanyl overdose exposure. This is either the 3rd or the 4th one this year, or within the past 12 months, to die from being exposed to fentanyl. Little small children. This is a 1-year-old died from a fentanyl overdose. The arrest records, they arrested the father, I believe. I believe it's the father. Sperm donor, whatever the fuck you want to call him. EMS got called to the scene. Child was unresponsible. They transported the child to the hospital, a little girl. They gave the child 2 doses of Narcan before bringing the child to the hospital. Child was put in pediatric intensive care. And, I don't think the child died. Okay. Because they said the child was discharged. I thought it died. But anyway, this child was damn lucky then. So the child was suffering from fentanyl overdose. Thank God the child didn't die. So we've had like 3 die. This is another child, 1-year-old overdosing. They interviewed the mother. She told them she saw the child holding a small plastic bag while in the residence. Upon grabbing the bag, the mother noticed the bag had a white residue inside. I'll get into it in a second. The mother said she asked her fiance, the child's father, a 27-year-old, I'm going to try to get this fucking first name right, Shagazni Johnson, as close as I can get. It's freaking ridiculous. Asked him what was in the bag because it was empty. About 15 minutes later, Johnson found the child wheezing and the child's eyes were rolling into the back of his head. When questioned by deputies, Johnson allegedly could not say where the bag was located, but that he thought he had thrown the bag away, like he didn't remember. He just come up with some temporary amnesia on where the bag was. Said, the plastic bag was thrown into a dumpster in the complex's parking lot. Go figure. Johnson told deputies he intentionally threw it away after deputies asked for it. So that's trying to hide evidence. They were unable to recover the bag. He was charged with second-degree cruelty to juveniles, obstruction of justice, and possession of drugs. When the woman, what's in the bag? Tell you what. This is a fiance and she stayed living in this. I guarantee he's living up in the house with her. She can say what she wants to. People can say I'm an ass, whatever. I'm going to make some assumptions here. I'm pretty sure she knew what the fuck was in the bag. Was he a fentanyl user? Can't say. I'm guessing he was probably selling the shit. It don't take much of that fentanyl to kill you. Especially a child. Hey, lucky that child's not dead. Now he's going to try to hide the evidence. You almost killed your own child. Almost killed his own child. Still don't want to stand up and take responsibility for what the fuck he did. Mom not taking. Mom knew what the hell he's doing. You got that man living in your house, don't know what the fuck he's doing with drugs. Children ought to be taken away from her too. And people like that ought to never have children ever again. That ought to take her children completely from her. And she should be sterilized where she can't bring any more children into this world. Just Ice Man's unsolicited opinion. The next one, we have more crime. We have a teenager who's been arrested in connection with a home shooting. Police have arrested a teenager in connection with a shooting at a home last Thursday. According to the arrest record, someone in the back seat of a Honda Accord opened fire on a home shortly after 7 a.m. in the morning. Good way to wake up in the morning, right? Bullets flying through your fucking house. None of the home's occupants, including 2 children that were in the house, were uninjured. That's good. At least nobody got hit. The homeowner provided the police with surveillance footage showing a Honda Accord and its license plate information on it. But that's good cameras. I mean, with Ring cameras and everything else going on, you'd think these people would smarten up a little bit. But of course, we never accuse criminals of being smart, right? Anyway, of course, they ran the plates, traced the vehicles down. They made contact with an 18-year-old Ayanna Fountain and 2 other people. When executing a search warrant, they recovered 2 firearms, including a rifle believed to be used in the shooting. Fountain told police that 4 people were in the Honda Accord at the time of the shooting. She also knew 2 of the suspects were wanted on outstanding warrants. Keeping some good company there, right, Ayanna? Yeah. Anyway, they went back to the residence Friday after learning that the 2 suspects were there. While setting up a perimeter, Fountain was spotted outside the residence before going back inside. One of the suspects then tried to exit the residents and saw officers and went back inside. Said, "Oh, Popo's here." They called out the SWAT team, set up a perimeter, and of course they got him. Of course, this female, Fountain, Ayala, was charged with 3 counts of accessory after the fact to attempted first-degree murder, 1 count of accessory after the fact to illegal use of firearms, and 1 count of accessory after the fact of aggravated criminal damage property. They should have got her for harboring fugitives since she knew they had warrants, but they were back at her house. She just threw that shit on her too. 18 years old. Yes, we got a man that was arrested for, in our favorite word here, allegedly punching and strangling his girlfriend. Anyway, this man's in Baton Rouge. He was arrested after he allegedly punched, strangled his girlfriend before attempting to keep her and her mother from leaving their own home. It's happened this past Friday at 4 p.m. They arrested 18-year-old Tristan Scully, allegedly punching his girlfriend when she attempted to get him to leave. Leave, Tristan. I ain't leaving. I love you. I love you, baby. She ran to a closet and he found her before attempting to strangle her. However, he stopped when the victim's mother entered the bedroom. The victim's mother should have entered the bedroom with a gun and put a hole in the back of this motherfucker's skull. Upon seeing the mother, he allegedly threatened to hit the mom as well before trying to keep both of them from leaving. The victim was able to exit the bedroom and escape the residence. Records say deputies observed bruising around her neck. He was charged with domestic abuse, battery, and false imprisonment. Got a picture of him here. Just a stupid kid. Tell you what, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Put your hands on my family, on one of my daughters. Go ahead. Mr. Scully would hope and pray that he got to stay in jail. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because she wouldn't have to call the cops. She'd call me. Let them call me. Because he would have to run to the cops to save his little piece of shit fucking ass. Besides pedophiles, men that put their hands on their women, or any woman, their period, or female, are the lowest of the low. You're right there with the pedophiles in my book. You're a piece of shit, pussy motherfucker if you hit a woman. You ain't much of a man if you're going to beat on a woman. Why don't you go beat on a man? Because you ain't going to do it. You do not put your hands on women. If anybody listens to me that does do that, you can just fucking stop listening to me. Because you're a pussy. And I don't even want you listening to me. Next, we're going to St. Helena Parish in Greensburg, which is a very, very small community. I don't even know if they have a fucking red light. It's that small. Okay? Extremely small community. They have found 2 dead bodies in 1 week over there. Not just dead, murdered. A man found his friend who was shot and killed inside of a storage shed late Friday. 47-year-old Paul Stein Smith of Clinton was found shot to death in a shed at the property on Fire Tower Road. His body was discovered by a friend. They're also investigating a deadly shooting that was reported on June 17th. And the victim in that shooting was a 39-year-old Clifton Alex Spears, who was found dead inside his home on LA 1042. They have not identified a suspect in either of the shootings at this time. They don't believe the shootings to be connected. That's a lot. That's a lot of murders for such a very, very small community right there. I'm talking, like I said, I don't think this town has a red light or village, whatever you want to call it. It's that small. So hopefully you find out who the individuals are that are over there killing people. Of course, it's summer vacation. We all know. We got plenty of kids in summer school, right? Little Johnny, little Susie didn't quite make the grade during the year. Sip of my RC Cola and whiskey. Well, they had some kids going to summer school. This was just this past Tuesday. Little boy, I don't see why 6-year-olds in summer school, but they had a 6-year-old going to summer school. Fell asleep on the bus, and I guess the bus driver didn't check the bus well enough. And this little kid was on the bus from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's a long time. They were told that the air conditioning was left on the bus, which is strange, but their parents, of course, want to see the video from the bus, stuff like that. These bus drivers are supposed to, after dropping the kids off, before they park this bus and exit it, they're supposed to do a walkthrough. You're supposed to get up and walk through the bus and make sure no children are left on the bus. So, some bus driver messed up. We'll see. Sounds like a fireable offense to me. Thank God. I mean, as hot as it's been here, they said air conditioning was left on, which is strange. But we've been hitting triple digits with the heat index. I mean, this kid could have easily died of heat stroke or something. That wouldn't have been good. If we're going back to Baton Rouge around LSU, Louisiana State University, some smoke shop has been raided, and a state regulator said it was selling illegal products. The name of the store is Straw, STR, the number 8, W8, cannabis, which cannabis, we don't have recreational cannabis here. You can only get medical grade, so maybe it's just the name of the store. This is just right off LSU's campus. They got raided this past Friday by ATC, which is Alcohol Tobacco Control. So they were tipped off that they were selling illegal products. Just as they found several illegal items that constituted a danger to public safety and removed them from the store. I'm not sure quite what that means. It wasn't fentanyl or nothing, because they would say it was fentanyl. So what is items that are a danger to public safety? I don't know what it is. They also removed and seized disposable THC vape pens. And the owner says he was only selling legal products. The manager of the store says the business is also being fined for $3 million for all of this. So the store is still open. So I'm still curious to what these products are that is a public safety thing. Kind of like when you ever see them news stories when runaway kid, missing kid, or something like that, or even a grown up, few days down the line or a week or so, it'll hit the news. Little Susie she's back home safe. She was found. But where the fuck was she found? Well, what the fuck was she doing? Well, why don't y'all tell us? Because probably little Susie ran off with little Johnny Hardleg and was getting dicked down for the past week, and they just don't want to tell you that, because then people ain't going to look for these little bastards when they come up missing. But it bothers me. It's like y'all want to, little Susie's missing. Oh, Susie's home. Little Susie's home. It's all good. Thank y'all very much. Well, why not tell us? Well, little Susie was located in Baton Rouge in the hood of an apartment having a train run on her. Well, why don't y'all say that? Because next time little Susie comes up missing, people are going to be like, yep, she's back at the train station. It just aggravates me. I don't know why I'm ranting about that, but just one of them things. They had a lady in the Denham Springs area has been arrested for exploiting some elderly people. I think she has 2 cases against her. She's I guess she was taking care of older people, and her name is Melba Broad, and she changed the will of a man that she'd been taking care of, and after 20 days before his death. So she was probably doing hospice stuff. Anyway, she got this man to change his will, or she changed it, making herself the beneficiary. Like, I guess she just thinks nobody's going to notice that, you know, he just decided to give this caregiver, making her beneficiary of his $2 million condominium and all of his bank accounts and stocks and half of his luxury interior design business started by his wife, Beth. Nobody's going to notice that. Millions of dollars. Just, yep, she was such a good caregiver for 20 fucking days. She also used the victim's bank card to purchase $12,000 in gift cards. Multiple said that she's also wanted by the Denham Springs Police Department because I guess she tried defrauding somebody else. She's not turned herself in yet. So this cunt here, wow. How can somebody be so fucking stupid? You don't think? I mean, this person would have to have a 0 family, 0 living relatives that knew them, 0. Not a long lost cousin, nephew, nothing, 0. This man was obviously a millionaire. I'm sure he had family, and you don't think nobody's gonna fucking notice? Like I said, criminals ain't real smart, are they? You take advantage over somebody dying like that. That's another, you know, some kind of piece of shit person. This next one here is they had a person got killed, which we've talked about quite a bit of those, right? It's happened in Gonzales. A 35-year-old man was shot and killed. This happened this past Sunday, 12:30 a.m. at the Oakwood Apartments in Gonzales. His name was Joshua Jones. He was shot 6 to 7 times in the chest and the stomach area. He was transported to the hospital where he died. He says that the victim is a possible suspect in an aggravated burglary. So it looks like possibly the homeowner. This motherfucker was breaking in, and the homeowner happened to be home and decided to give him some of their belongings. Just it happened to be bullets out of the gun. If that's the case, this dude was breaking the law and got himself killed. There's definitely 0 fucks given about this guy. One less criminal stealing somebody's shit. If you want stuff, go out and get a job and earn it. This next one here is I don't think it's a bad thing. They just had a thing with the legislative and stuff, and you know the politicians and the wife texted me. Made me lose my story. Anyway, they just had a thing. They passed it. I go off of memory. They will be putting "In God We Trust" in schools, back on the walls. When I'm old, of course. So when I was in school, then you know, the church, God had not been taken out of schools yet. And I am not a big church goer, or I mean, I know what I believe and everything in. I'm not a highly religious person, but I believe if you look back, it seems like since they took God out of schools, look what stuff's going on now. Maybe people need to find some more religion. Do I think that'll solve all the problems? No. I think we'll solve some of the problems as these parents pull their heads out of their phones and out of their computer screens and start raising their children. About 1-2 hours a week on the weekend. Have a family night. They still make board games. Go buy a board game. Play a board game. You gotta play like Monopoly that takes forever. Go find a board game that don't take that long. Play a board game with your kids. Have a conversation. I've said it before. You know, maybe at night, turn the TV off, put the phones down, and sit around a dinner table and have supper together. Talk. How's your day? What's been going on? What you learning in school? Stop letting screens raise the children. That's what's wrong. I believe that's a big problem. I'm not blaming it on rap music. I ain't blaming it on video games. I'm blaming it on parents. Parents are lazy. People in general are lazy. Trust me, I understand. It's much easier to say, here, have this, and the kid shuts up, they're out of your hair, they're not bothering you, so you can do what you want to do. If that's what you wanted to do, you shouldn't have had kids. Because your life is not your own till that kid is grown. And right now, the generation that is raising children is doing a piss poor fucking job of it. My generation didn't do much better. It started the shit because we wanted to give all the, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. We got fast food once a week in my house on a Friday after my dad got paid. That was like a luxury for us to go to McDonald's. These kids now, no. They don't know what home cooking is, most of them. Everything's quick and easy, and the parents raising the kids now, for my generation, is my generation's fault. Because when my kids were growing up, we wanted to give our kids everything that we didn't have. Thus, we raised a bunch of little spoiled brats, which are raising worse spoiled brats. So, it fucking sucks, I know. It's all like I said, it's our own fault. What we're going to do. I'm going to end that one here. I went over a whole bunch of stories. If I can go on bitching forever about shit. I didn't even know I was planning on doing this one, and the guy I called Ticketmaster, my old partner's been retired for a while, he called me up. We talked on the phone for about an hour almost, and about all kind of stuff. He got me kind of fired me. We were going back and forth talking about shit and fired me up, and I said, fuck it. I said, might as well just come do this, I ain't done one in a little while, Louisiana crime one, so. Hope y'all come and come join the live Wednesday night and interact with us and stuff like that. Might put up if I find a thing, I might put a thing up for another free T-shirt giveaway. So y'all pay attention to that on Facebook. Go follow and like me on all the platforms. Y'all might want to go. If you do watch the live shows, you might want to check out Rumble, because it's only be a matter of time one day and we'll get kicked off Facebook and YouTube. I just ain't hit their radar yet. So hope everybody has their Monday's been okay. I hope to see everybody Wednesday evening at 7, and we're gonna have a good time with it, because I got some surprises for Freebird. Not gonna want to miss it. So, like I always say, stay safe, watch your back, watch your partner's back, and remember to smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things